It was a Thursday night, and the air in Jerusalem was heavy with anticipation. The streets brimmed with pilgrims who had arrived to celebrate the Jewish Passover, one of the most sacred festivals in their calendar. The city, always bustling, seemed to hold its breath, sensing the monumental events unfolding within its walls. Among the throngs, Roman soldiers and temple guards, led by Judas Iscariot, made their way to the Garden of Gethsemane. There, in the hush of the night, Jesus prayed with his disciples. The silence was shattered when Judas betrayed him with a kiss, marking Jesus as the target for his arrest. This act of betrayal ignited a series of events that would change the world forever. Jesus was taken to Caiaphas, the high priest, where an urgent meeting of the Sanhedrin was called in the dimly lit hall. Religious leaders accused Jesus of blasphemy, claiming he declared himself the Son of God. Despite the false witnesses brought against him, the serene truth in Jesus' demeanor prevailed. Yet, when pressed, Jesus affirmed, without hesitation, that he was the Christ, the Son of the living God. This declaration was enough for the Sanhedrin, prompting them to condemn him to death. As the dawn broke, Jesus was taken to Pontius Pilate, the Roman governor. Pilate, a pragmatic man, quickly discerned that Jesus posed no threat to Roman rule. Yet, fearing unrest among the crowds gathered for Passover, he sought a way to absolve himself of responsibility. Discovering that Jesus was from Galilee, Pilate sent him to Herod Antipas. Herod, after mocking Jesus and finding no fault in him, sent him back to Pilate. The crowd, incited by religious leaders, clamored for Jesus' crucifixion. Pilate, recognizing Jesus' innocence but under immense pressure, offered to release a prisoner in honor of the Passover. The choice between Jesus and Barabbas, a notorious criminal, was presented. Astoundingly, the crowd, swayed by the leaders, chose Barabbas. This moment, filled with tragic irony, highlighted the deep tensions of the time. Jesus, bearer of love and redemption, was rejected in favor of a known criminal. As the tumult rose, Pilate symbolically washed his hands, proclaiming his innocence of Jesus' blood. Before sentencing him to crucifixion, soldiers took Jesus, placing a crown of thorns on his head, mocking his claimed kingship. Beaten and scorned, he was made to carry his cross, a heavy burden signifying the weight of sin he bore. On this journey, known as the Via Dolorosa, Simon of Cyrene was compelled to help him. Along the way, Jesus met his mother Mary, in a poignant moment of shared sorrow. Despite his agony, he comforted the weeping women of Jerusalem, offering words of hope amid his suffering. Arriving at Golgotha, Jesus was crucified between two criminals, fulfilling ancient prophecies. As the nails pierced his flesh and the cross was lifted, Jesus endured unspeakable pain, yet his spirit remained unbroken. His crucifixion, a symbol of suffering and redemption, unfolded against a backdrop of both derision and silent grieving. Amid this agony, Jesus' words from the cross revealed his boundless compassion. "Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing." One of the criminals, witnessing Jesus' grace, recognized his innocence and sought his mercy. "Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom." Jesus responded with a promise of paradise, showcasing his power to forgive and the hope of eternal life. Mary, Jesus' mother, stood near the cross, enduring her son's suffering with steadfast faith. Jesus, concerned for her care, entrusted her to his beloved disciple John. "Woman, here is your son," and to John, "Here is your mother." This act of care demonstrated his unwavering love, even in his final moments. At noon, darkness enveloped the land, a divine signal of the monumental sacrifice unfolding. Jesus, bearing the world's sins, cried out, feeling the weight of separation from his Father. As his life drew to a close, he declared, "It is finished," signifying the completion of his redemptive work. As he surrendered his spirit, the earth quaked, and the veil of the temple tore, symbolizing the new covenant between God and humanity. In the aftermath, Joseph of Arimathea and Nicodemus, both secret followers of Jesus, bravely sought permission to bury him. With reverent care, they wrapped his body in linen and laid him in a new tomb, witnessing their devotion even after his death. The tomb was sealed and guarded, yet at dawn on Sunday, something miraculous occurred. A group of faithful women, including Mary Magdalene, discovered the stone rolled away and the tomb empty. Overcome with a mix of fear and joy, Mary encountered the risen Jesus, who called her by name. Transformed by his resurrection, she became the first to proclaim the good news: "I have seen the Lord." This triumphant moment marked the beginning of a new era, as Jesus' victory over death ushered in hope and renewal for all who believe. His resurrection confirmed the